This is exciting, this is an exciting, and I know Jeremiah is so busy, especially tax season, but we'll get to know, guys, especially our Green Door family. We'll get to know who Jeremiah is, and anong ginagawa niya sa practice niya, and probably get to share and help you guys sa taxes ninyo. So stay tuned lang muna. And Jay, you want to greet our viewers?
I just want to say thank you, Mr. Mike, for having me this morning. And I'm so excited to be here with our friends with Green Door and everybody that's attending today. We are 11 days out of the deadline for tax filing here in the U.S. However, if you're in California, right, if you're in California, you have an automatic extension until October 16th. So
Okay, automatic extension. Also, not only to our Green Door family, also to all of our immigrants and also to our nurses. When I thought about inviting Jeremiah, I thought about our nurses that are brand new here. And this is our first part, by the way. This is a two-part event. And we're so delighted that Jeremiah gave us his time. Jeremiah is so busy. He got over. How many clients do you have now, Jay?
we are shy of 1,000 clients.
A
This,
thousand clients. And I
this year.
heard you're not taking clients anymore.
We have a waiting list. Currently, we have a waiting list for onboarding on oncoming new clients. But
Mhm.
obviously, we are making room. We are increasing capacity for all our friends, all our new nurses.
Oh,
So,
thank you, Jay.
uh,
Waiting list, huh? Wow. So we're lucky because Jeremiah gave us a chance here. By the way, I know Jeremiah for the last 5 to 6 years now. I know, no, 5 to 6 years. And also, please, our team, if they can post yung discount code natin, my QR code, may binigay si Jeremiah. By the way, I'm letting you guys know, Jeremiah is not taking clients anymore. He has a waiting list to get to his door. By the way, he's opening his practice para sa atin, especially to our Green Door family and to our nurses. There's a QR code here for a first 30 nag-register dito. You're gonna get your $100 discount sa inyong tax filing. If you are a first client for Jeremiah's service. And also, we will be discussing more about, sino si Jeremiah muna, how did he get started? I'm excited to share that to you guys. This is a very sharp young man, very smart, and let's get started. Let's get started,
let's get
Jeremiah.
started.
Okay, go ahead. So,
Good morning. Like it's good morning from our side, right from our side of the world here in LA, California. I'm streaming from you guys here in my office in Glendale,
Glendale.
California.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me. And like I said, our firm is at capacity now. But if you guys take a note that you guys are from Green Door, we are gonna give you guys the VIP service that you guys need. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, right? I moved to the U.S. in 2008, right?
2008.
2008, and my mom's dream was for me to become a nurse. So my mom said, "Oh, you need to become a nurse." But obviously, that they had different paths for me, and one of the things that I never understood here in the U.S. was why is it that there's a disparity when it comes to money and taxes? And ang na-realize ko, Kuya Mike, is that
Mm.
lahat ng nurses, they complain about taxes.
And majority of your clients are nurses, Jay.
Majority of my clients are nurses, and my mom's a nurse.
Mhm.
Right, so then I took it upon myself. I said, hey, you know what, I think it's my mission, right? It's my mission to bridge that gap and really be there for our, not only our kababayans, right, but every nurses, right, every nurses that I can serve, to make sure they understand really kung ano ang system natin dito sa US, no, when it comes to filing taxes. Kasi di ba, we always say, oh, you get your fair share and they get theirs. When
Uh-huh.
nila theirs, that means the IRS.
Uncle Sam.
Uncle
Yeah.
Sam, right? So lahat tayo dito, dahil not only because Filipinos tayo, Pero magpipinsan tayo lahat kasi because of Uncle Sam. He takes a good share of our money. So that's kind of what drove me to the industry. And I think because na Filipino nga ako, I attracted more nurses.
Galing.
Nurses from different major hospitals. And naging niche na nung office namin to serve nurses. And obviously, nung COVID, the nurses ang natin, unsung heroes. No? So we serve them even more. Na some of the offices closed down here in Glendale. I made sure I stayed open for all our nurses
Galing.
during COVID.
Galing.
But that's kind of a little bit of my background. And like I said, I'm an enrolled agent. We basically specialize in 100% taxation, tax planning incorporated with some financial planning to make sure that you actually keep most of what you make. The biggest challenge kasi dito kay Mike sa US is as soon as we start making money, as soon as we start making a lot, we know nurses, they make a lot of money, at least, 100,000 a year. The biggest challenge is the moment we start making more money, we start spending more money. Right? And then at the end of the year, ang nagiging challenges ng mga nurses natin is where did the money go? Right?
Exactly.
So yun ang ko. So sabi ko, I think that's a good mission if we can educate the community, right, about taxes and serve them and make sure that they keep most of their money and, obviously the most legal way. So that's why I became an enrolled agent with the IRS.
Enrolled agent. Jade, para sa mga viewers natin, do you want to share with them ano yung mga klase-klase na mga tax preparer in the US? And a lot of them probably don't have any idea. Hindi nga siguro nila alam na kailangan mandatory magpa-file tayo ng tax dito. Especially sa mga immigrants, no? You might want to share with them ano yung EA. By the way, it's a high caliber profession yung EA, no? Hindi basta-basta yung mga EA nito. And Jeremiah will share more about that para ma-enlighten kayo.
So dito sa atin sa US, no, so may different types of credentials, right? So when it comes to filing taxes, there's different standards. So unang-una, we have what you call credentialed tax preparer. So dito sa California, we have what you call California Tax Education Council. So yun yung mga, kumbaga, I wouldn't say entry level ba, pero when it comes to nurses, kumbaga, there's LBN and then there's RN, right? So itong credentialed tax preparers, they are the LBNs of the tax preparation field. And then when it comes to RN, right, RN and NP, let's say you have a little bit of specialty, then pumapasok yung enrolled agents, the CPAs, and actually most CPAs here sa US, they also take the enrolled agent credentials kasi it demonstrates mastery and proficiency sa taxes.
Ayun.
Right? And then at the same time, we are also in level playing field with the with tax attorneys kasi we have unlimited practicing rights when it comes to IRS. So assuming na-audit ka, you have some tax issues, let's say, you underreported your income or may gustong i-verify ang IRS sa inyo. And the word audit, right? It's kind of the big scary word dito sa IRS kasi pag na-audit ka, most people, they start getting scared. So we have unlimited practicing rights when it comes to representation and negotiating on your behalf when it comes to the IRS. So the moment you become our client dito sa office namin, we will take care of you from point A to point B. So meaning if you file your taxes and something is wrong, either we make a mistake or you make a mistake, we will make sure and we will ensure that you're taken care of when it comes to IRS issues. Not only IRS, but also the state issues. So that's the three. Those are one of my first recommendation if naghahanap kayo ng person that will make sure yung tax preparation ninyo
maayos
is that tignan nyo yon, right? You ask those credentials. So what kind of credentials do you have, right? Kasi minsan one of the biggest thing here sa atin sa California is many people here are what you call the ghost preparers.
Ghost preparer. Okay. Ano na ba yung anong ibig sabihin ng mga ghost preparer maybe?
Yung ghost preparers is they're only open during the filing season. So, ang filing season natin sa US, just so everybody knows, usually the IRS, we start around January 28, end of January. And then ang filing deadline natin usually is April 15.
April 15. That's for personal, di ba?
Personal, corporations, personal and corporations. And some LLCs, mga businesses. right? But usually, if April 15 falls on a weekend or a holiday, extended tayo until April, the next business day. So, whether that's 16 or 17. That's why the case this year, April 18 tayo. Right? So, usually, yung ghost preparers na sinasabi natin is, they're only open, right? They're only open from January 30. Pagdating ng April 18, Kuya Mike, wala na sila. You can't
Wala
find
ng office.
wala nang office, no? So hanapin mo, ay di na nagre-ring yung number nila.
Mahirap
Right?
'yon, mahirap 'yon. And
Oo.
minsan yung tendency na gusto natin maka-save, usually later on na hassle pa kayo, it's gonna be harder for you. Totoo yun kasi may nakilala rin ako mga, but nothing against them, no? Because they're also good tax preparer out there. By the way, Jeremiah has been my tax preparer for probably 5 years now, you know, and he's really good. He is really good. He knows what he's doing.
Lahat ng
Especially on the
business nyo, Sir Mike, hawak ko na eh.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay, ha? So, oo, merong yung office nila, executive offices lang. Pagtapos ng tax season, hindi mo na mahirap na. But your office is open all year round.
All
Correct.
year round. All year round. And one thing that I'm proud about, no, na when I always say is that ang clients ko, they can reach me directly. So, kita niyo yung number below, that's actually my direct phone line. Right now, I'm not always on your beck and call na sasagot ako agad. But I can guarantee you na you'll get a response from me the same day. So, paminsan, obviously, back-to-back ang client meetings natin. But I can guarantee you, kahit patutulog na ako, I will still respond sa issue mo. Unless sabi mo, 911, talaga. Nasagutin kita, sinabi mo 911. But, you know, believe it or not, Kuya Mike, with 1,000 clients, I still get to serve them with, you know, with personal guarantee na they're always still reaching out to me.
Nice. Oh, thank you. That's just Jeremiah's number, 323-552-8769. By the way,
pala madagdag ko rin sa ghost preparers is that they don't charge you a flat fee. So let me discuss this a little bit.
Okay.
Kasi, you know, I'm showing here $100 off, right? So a lot of, you know, minsan, not all, but minsan some ghost preparers or even some tax preparers, no, they charge you based on your refund.
Based on your refund.
So that right there, ano yan, that's a red flag. No? That's a red flag. Most of the mga preparers, we have an average base fee, whether that's $250 or $300, right? And yun yung average industry standard.
Average.
Pero pag sinabi sa'yo ng preparer, let's say you're shopping around, no? Tapos sabi, how much do you charge or what's your base fee? Ang sagot nila, it depends, right? It depends kung ano ang results mo, ganyan. That's a huge red flag.
It depends.
So that's a huge red flag. Kasi like I said, ang refund mo is, you know, it's not always something na it's high, it's not something that's low. Kasi, ibig sabihin, if they want you to get more refund, that way they can charge more. Ibig sabihin, may na-manipulate nila yung numbers. So that's why I said it's
scary.
So pag minanipulate nila yung numbers at they're not in business anymore after April 18, ikaw ang magiging responsible sa tax bill mo.
Exactly. Ma-audit ka. Can we elaborate more, Jay, how important to file your tax? And ano yung sinasabi nating ma-audit ka? Can you share with them?
Yeah, kasi ang ano natin, so actually US is the only country na ang responsibility to file tax is sa atin, right? I think other countries, ang employer natin nagfa-file ng taxes for us. Malalaman mo na lang if may refund ka or if you owe. So we do that here sa US kasi kumbaga parang the US is relying on you on good faith na magiging honest ka sa compliance natin. Kasi dito sa US malaki ang ano natin ang compliance. Like I said, if you don't file, di ba? I mean, alam mo naman yung kay Mr. Capone, right? Al Capone. He went to jail for tax evasion, hindi sa kanyang mga drug crimes or ano, pero he went to jail for tax evasion. So, malaking penalty and crimes dito sa US not filing your taxes. Now, ganito yung ang rules nila. they will come after you. Let's say, for instance, you've been working sa US for 6 years, right? Or let's just say, ang statute of limitations ng filing sa US is 6 years. So anything past the 6 years, the IRS will not assess you, the IRS will not come after you if it's past the 6 years. Now ngayon, alam ng IRS how much you will owe, right? If they know na may balance ka, the IRS will put you on what you call enforcement collection. Right? So mag-uumpisa ang enforcement collection nila. So that's how important it is na mag-file ka dito ng tax kasi they want to get paid. The IRS, Uncle Sam, plus let's say, it doesn't matter ang state mo, right? So you pay federal tax, you pay California tax, or whatever state you're in. Say for instance, I don't know, ang mga nurses natin sa ibang state. May mga nurses sa Texas, sa New Mexico, sa Arizona, right? So may mga different responsibilities din sila sa kanilang state, sa state filing nila. So yun, like I said, so ang importance ng filing is very important kasi pag ang IRS know that you made some money, and by the way, they know, right? They know na you have money. Kasi your employer reports it to them na, oh yeah, this person so and so, he worked here, ito ang kinita niya, ganyan, ganito, ganyan. Pagka hindi ka nag-file ng taxes, ang una nilang gagawin is they will send you a letter. Right? Ang una nilang
not call, di ba? Minsan may mga call ba? Ingat kayo sa mga scam.
Oh yes, so the IRS, ito una ko sasabihin, the IRS will never call you.
Letter
they will never call you asking for money on the phone. They will not ask you. Right? So una di ka nila tatawagan, they will not ask for a debit card or anything like that. Ang unang nilang pag-reach out is they will send you a letter saying na, oh, hey, we received this from your employer, and by the way, you have a filing requirement. Right? So that's the first one. Now, pag hindi mo pa rin yun pinansin, they will send you a letter na they will put a lien on any of your assets. Right? So let's say may bahay ka, may sasakyan ka, ganito, ganyan. They will put a lien on that based on what you owe. Now ngayon, ito minsan ang fear tactic ng IRS is they will say you owe a lot of money. They will send you a letter, oh, you owe $10,000, $20,000. Siyempre, matatakot ka, di ba? If you go to your mailbox, tas chinek mo, oh my gosh, I owe $20,000 to the IRS. Pero that's not always the case. That's just for them to catch your attention.
Yeah.
You need to file. So in that situation, you definitely need to go and, let's say you look for someone more like an enrolled agent or a CPA to represent you in that tax matters.
Yes.
And then that's the second one, the lien. Third one is they're gonna do what you call wage garnishment. So if you get paid every 2 weeks,
talagang tatanggalin nila. Yes.
Iga-garnish ka ni Uncle Sam. Now, if wala kang work, obviously, ang kasunod ng wage garnishment is they will do a bank levy.
Oh my goodness. If i-freeze na lahat.
If i-freeze na nila, kukunin na nila yung money mo sa bangko, and pag kinuha nila yung money mo sa bangko, likely, dun na, ito ang one time na pupunta ang actual IRS agent sa bahay mo. They will give you their business card and they will say, I think it's time for you to fix it. Hindi ka agad pupunta sa jail. Right? So there's all these ways. Yeah, there's always the ways for them to fix it. Believe it or not, they're a forgiving agency, the IRS.
They're willing to work with you.
Yeah. But yun lang, I just wanted to share that kasi I want to stress the importance, importance talaga ng tax filing. Right? So that's why every year from February to April, sobrang busy ang office namin. We work 7 days a week. I haven't had a day off, Kuya Mike, since January 28.
I know. Hindi mahagilap. By the way, Jeremiah, hindi lang si Jeremiah yung tumutulong sa taxes ko, but he's my good friend too. That's why inopen niya yung office natin para sa mga nurses natin. Thank you again, Jay,
I know. We're so excited. We're excited here. Kasi like I said, my mission is, lalo na sa mga kababayan na, I love the Filipino nurse community, lalo na pag taxi. So sometimes they come here. So minsan naging long wait dito sa office. May mga dala sila ulam, Jollibee. Naging party dito sa office.
Ang ganda. So ganon, mga nurses natin. And our families out there, not only our nurses. This topic is for everybody. As long na nasa US soil ka, we need to be compliant with this. That's a very good one, Jay. You know, and so can we help nurses or clients if they're outside California? By the way, I want to say hi muna, John. Thank you, John, and congratulations to all our from US Review. By the way, andi dito pala yung mga ads natin, yung mga sponsors natin. Also, as Green Door, we have a brand new hospital. By the way, it's a trauma hospital. This is amazing, Jay, kasi we'll be bringing a lot of nurses sa North Dakota. And not only that, they have an option to get 2 years. By the way, thank you, Sir Ralph, Miss Crystal, and Mr. Rick. Thank you to our family there in North Dakota. We will be launching this big hospital. And mayroon tayong bonus doon at $20,000. My relocation, my 3 months of housing for you. And
Wow.
if you're in the US, meron din tayong up to 36,000 na tuition reimbursement.
Wow.
Yes. That's a 60,000, Jay. That's a 60 up to 60,000 kasi depende. Why do I say? I just want to clarify this. Kasi meron tayong mga nurses na nasa US, may mga nurses tayo na nasa Canada, may mga tuition sila, no? May mga student loan. The hospital will help them. So, kaya naisip ko, kasi we shout out also sa mga nurses natin dyan sa North Dakota. Meron din tayong grupo ng mga nurses dyan. There are over 100 nurses. And I know, ngayon, that's the reason why I invited Jeremiah through our Green Door family and Mike Austria page is to enlighten you how important to have your tax preparer. And kaya nga yung second episode natin, yung part 2 natin, our first episode dito is you get to know Jeremiah is an immigrant, galing ng Pilipinas, born and raised in the Philippines, migrated here in 2008, started his business. Matalino si Jeremiah.
Laking Las Piñas.
Laking Las Piñas.
Also, I wanna add doon sa sinabi mo, no, kay Mike, kasi just because we're in California, no, I have clients all over the U.S. No, so
we're good.
Chicago, Illinois, sa New York, sa New Jersey.
Oh, very good.
North Dakota. So we're able to help them. And I don't know if, hindi ko alam kung may mga tax preparer tayong mga accountant na mga Filipino doon sa mga state na yon. Pero the biggest thing is for them, naghahanap sila ng, first of all, Filipino that will, make sure, watch out for their best interest.
Yes.
Right? And, we have virtual services, right? Mm-hmm. So we can serve you no matter what. And then nabanggit mo, since a lot of these nurses, ito ang biggest misconception rin, no? Most of the time, some people, they say, oh, hindi pa ako green card, or I'm not fully yet. I don't need to file. Kumbaga, that's not always the case kasi iba ang IRS standards when it comes to your status here. So the moment you start working here sa US, no matter what kind of visa or some sort of green card, you always have a filing requirement the moment na you started making money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And at the same time, having mag-file ka ng returns, you always sometimes are entitled to some credits na the government avails to us, like the standard deduction, yung mga earned income credit. So those are the things that actually increases your refund, which as a result, it lowers your tax liability. Kaya ito ang sinasabi ko lagi, Kuya Mike, it's always worth it, no? It's always worth it to spend the few $100. Kasi at least with us, you get a 30 to 40 minute appointment with us with your tax appointment.
Wow.
And based on that 30, 40 minutes, we will assess your situation. We will figure out how you can save more money the next few years. So let's say mag-spend ka ng $200 to $300, right? Kasi most people, they want to self-prepare the return.
Okay.
So let's say you spend $200, $300, it can result in hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax savings the next 5 to 10 years, right? So if magto-turbo tax ka, really you just filling out paperwork, right? Or you self-prepare your return. And by the way, sa lahat ng nire-represent namin with the IRS and tax issues, ang IRS, they always see, right? So we sign your taxes just like you sign your tax return. We have our credentials at the bottom. So if you self-prepare your return, you're likely to get audited, right? You're likely,
Okay.
mas mataas ang, kumbaga, ang chances mo
Risk.
because they know, ikaw lang ang nag-prepare. You didn't hire a professional to do it for you.
Okay. So, talagang tinitignan nila yon, ano?
Kasi the moment you transmit that, nakikita nila, oh, this return is self-prepared return, right? So, and then like I said, for $200, $300, we can come up with strategies, right? Doon ang natin, ang second episode natin.
Second episode, by the way.
Doon papasok ang mga strategies on how we can really, right, really save you money on taxes. Kasi imagine, dito sa US, right, up to 20 to 30% ng pera mo is going to taxes. Right? Whether that's payroll tax, income tax, disability
by the way,
state tax, right? Social security, Medicare tax, it's endless tax.
Endless tax. By the way, ano sila sa part 2 natin, we will be discussing all of those information with Jeremiah. He will be sharing with you and probably how they can maximize their filing. By the way, I'm so thankful kasi nung when I was working as a nurse, I worked a lot of hours. And then naka-refund din ako. Alam mo, guess what? Kaya meron akong episode sa North Carolina natin is how did I bought my first house here is through my tax refund. Pinang down payment ko sa first house ko. So, stay tuned for that kasi tuturuan kayo ni Jeremiah and tutulungan din kayo, you know. As we mentioned earlier, waiting list na yung yung mga clients niya, but very affordable sa mga nurses natin ito and it's worth it, you know. Worth it ito. By the way, kamusta pala, Jay? Kamustahin natin yung mga viewers natin? Andi dito si Sir John, si Vanessa, Marie, how are you, Marie Michelle? Hilde, Agraan, Precious, and kamusta? And aton, na-meet ko na si Jeremiah. Nurse Glenn, kamusta si Nurse Glenn? By the way, Nurse Glenn and Jackie, they're gonna be going to our North Dakota opening. By the way, it's better to seek tax specialists. They can check and file your tax accurately. Okay? You will have a peace of mind. Tama. Oo. Totoo yan, Nurse. Glenn.
Totoo yan. Kasi with peace of mind, I mean, I think almost all the time, right? Ang mga tao, is it, sulit ba? Is it worth it what we pay you? Right? I always tell them, I said, well, it depends. How much do you want to pay for peace of mind?
Yes. Mahirap.
Not only peace of mind, but also thousands of dollars in tax savings. So, like I said, over the last 8 years that I've been doing this, I think, we've been putting people better financially nang wala silang tax prepare. Like, I think it's a good example, no, Kuya Mike. Kahapon meron akong client. They've been preparing their own returns. Kaya lang this year, they decided, kasi malaki yung jobs, ganito. Then ni-review ko yung last year nila kasi self-prepared. And I noticed that they missed some things. No? They missed some things on their last 2 years na taxes nila. So we're gonna go ahead and amend. Right? By the way, if you made a mistake, right? If you self-prepare the tax, una kong requirement is, let me see your last year's taxes. That way we can see if we can get you more money based on your last year. So itong client na to, they missed some things the last 2 years.
Okay.
We're gonna amend it and they're gonna get, $4,000 to $5,000 just because they missed the mistake over the last couple of years.
Oh, wow.
So, by the way, we can always amend the last 3 years of your taxes and we can get you more money, assuming you made a mistake. So that's why it always makes sense kasi you see it from a different light. Right? We see it from a different perspective based on the questions that we ask you.
Correct.
Like I said, sabi nga ni Nurse Glenn, no? It's always better to seek a tax specialist. We are a 100% tax specialist here. And not only that, if you want to continue to build wealth, we want to make sure we also do some tax avoidance. Right? Tax avoidance. Not tax evasion, tax avoidance strategy, right? So yun yung mga legal ways for us to actually tax shelter your money.
Very good. Very good. And I think isasama natin sa discussion natin sa part 2 natin yung mga tax avoidance na yan or how you can probably protect your assets too.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah,
excited.
absolutely. Yeah, kasi at the end of the day, right, we come here to the US, so hopefully we can build a good nest egg, right? We
Mhm.
have a good nest egg. Either we retire, right? We go back home sa Philippines, we retire, and the one thing we don't want to happen is the moment we retire. By the way, pag nandito ka sa US and you become a permanent resident, you're taxed not just on your US income, but your worldwide income.
Worldwide
Right?
income.
Worldwide income. So, the one thing that you don't want to happen when you retire is, my gosh, as a Pilipinas na ako, why am I still paying or I still have to pay taxes?
Okay, oo, may mga ano 'yon. There's regulations in there. Lalo na 'di ba, Jay, pag bibili sila ng mga properties or they still have properties in the Philippines, they have condos, they have business. I think enlighten din natin sila doon.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Kaya it's, magandang discussion natin for part 2. So I'm excited about that din. Kung ano ang, ma-utilize natin for all the nurses. Kasi alam nyo, we talk about nurses kasi nurses here, one, they make a lot of money, right? They make a lot of money, they do great things, and they deserve, our nurses here, they deserve more to keep more of, and keep more of their money. I think, I'm not saying other careers are not as hardworking, right?
Mhm.
Pero kasi the nurses here, familiar ako eh. I mean, I think I meet with 100 nurses a week here sa
Wow.
office.
Uh-huh.
Right? So imagine we have to service them, and some of them katatapos lang ng graveyard shift nila and they come here right after.
Diretso na diyan, ano?
Nang diretso na sila to get their taxes done. Kaya, we want to
Alright.
make sure our nurses are taken care of.
Mhm. Thank you, Jay, for all you do. By the way, meron tayong basahin natin yung mga messages natin dito. Meron yata.
I don't see the messages eh.
Let's see. Meron si Mr. John Ricafort. Let me see.
May mga questions ba tayo? May mga questions ba tayo dito?
May mga questions pa kayo. Please include sa part 2 how to handle taxes if you have assets here and in the Philippines. Thank you, Sir John. I believe IRS is also particular sa mga dual citizens. Ayun.
Oh, that's good discussion, yeah. So we'll have that. Make sure di-discuss natin yan sa part 2 natin.
Part 2. Yes, Sir John. Di-discuss natin. By the way, yung mga nurses natin, yung mga viewers natin, yung iba yata wala pa sa US, but I know this is important also. So when you get here, alam mo na yung mga rules. Kasi,
and by the way, very integral and correct me if I'm wrong, kasi one of the things ng mga tao as they go through their immigration process, ang unang-una kong email na nakukuha is they want a copy of their taxes.
oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if that's the case, but compliance is key and compliance is important.
Okay. Very
Is
good.
there anything else? May mga questions pa ba tayo dyan? But like I said, the moment na you guys send us a message na you guys are part of Green Door, we're very excited to welcome you in our firm.
Nice, thank you.
Welcome you in our firm, and may QR code tayo dyan na we're gonna give you some welcome onboarding discount.
Oh, thank you. By the way, if you're watching yung QR code natin, please register. If you like to register right now, so you're gonna be on the list, and prioritize tayo ni Mr. Jeremiah. Okay?
And, ano ba natin? Pwede natin idagdag sa discussion natin today.
Well, yun lang naman yung how important your tax filing, why you need to prepare for year-end tax file, yung mga pros and cons. I think na-mention natin, Jay, yung mga red flags ng tax filing, sino yung mga credible na mga dapat nyong you seek service and advice, and also your background. Kasi number one, we're all Filipinos and we're here for our kababayan, That's why we have Green Door and probably brought in Jeremiah here for the service ng mga nurses natin and for kababayan. So thank you, Jay, for allowing us here to join
Thank
us.
you.
Mhm.
Thank you. I
So
think we covered, na-cover naman natin lahat, I think, ng basic information that needs to,
basic
So, and like I said, the one form that you need to file every year is Form 1040, right? That's the
and
for
40.
1040, yan ang federal taxes natin.
Mhm.
And like I said, we serve, if, we serve everybody, not just here in California, but we serve everybody throughout the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, may tanong si Nurse Glenn. Do we still need to file taxes in Canada if we are already earning income in the US?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Canadian taxes. But
Mhm.
here's what I know. Here's what I know. Kasi merong ako ditong mga clients that used to be in Canada, and they have what you call, kasi doon sa US, doon sa Canada, they have what you call old age pension. I think
Oh,
yun ang social security nila.
okay.
Right? So my client ako that worked partially in Canada, and then they worked here now dito sila nag-retire sa US. Now, if you have Canadian pension, I don't think this is not gonna answer the question kasi ang jurisdiction ko is it's only within the US, and I don't want to give
Okay.
incorrect information, no?
Mhm.
Pero if you have Canadian income, you will need to be reported sa US income tax mo. So, I think that,
Kasama sa'yo.
and sorry, Nurse Glenn, Canada's not within my jurisdiction. Pero here's what I know. There's a treaty between US, Canada, and Mexico. Right? What does
Mm.
that mean? So, if for instance, hindi ka na Canadian income, but you're paying taxes in the US, Canada will acknowledge that you're already paying your taxes in the US.
Oh,
So
very
likely
good.
there is what you call a credit, right? And the same goes for Canada and your income, income in Canada and you're here in the US, and the same with Mexico, right? So meron silang tax treaty is what you call that, na if you're in the US making money, they give you some credits. No,
Nice.
so it's not such hindi siya masyadong malinaw na sagot, pero it's what I can add to the question.
By the way,
Pero
kung may mga
ano yan?
kung may mga tanong sila, andi dito naman yung number ni Jeremiah, or mag-register ka sa QR code. You have access to Jeremiah. Andi dito yung number niya, yung office address niya it's in Glendale, California. Andito ang number niya, Jeremiah, is 323-552-8769. By the way, Jeremiah is an enrolled agent, highly qualified. He's been my tax professional now for the last 5-6 years, And nandito yung QR code. By the way, thank you for showing the QR code.
We're going on 7 years, huh?
7 years now, huh? Wow.
And I just want to say, I think most people, they want to go look up the reviews and all of that. I don't have any more website. I don't have any more Yelp. Mainly because we're not accepting any more new clients, right? So ang new clients na ina-accept na lang namin is either through referrals, and we get so many referrals, and like this, right? So let's say we're here on the podcast, we're here on the Nurse Talk. Because you guys are here, you guys will be accepted as, on behalf of, obviously the Nurse Talk and your association with Mike and Green Door. Kaya, if you guys are looking for a website, we don't have a website. But they can find me on Instagram. I think that's more...
Yeah, maraming reels si Jeremiah doon. Very informative. Maganda. And some of those topics na pinopost ni Jeremiah sa Instagram, I'm excited to share that to you guys, lalo na yung mga 401k. What is 401k, Jay? I think that's a great topic as well. What is a tax deduction? What are qualified deductions for, as a nurse, as an employee? Yun ang mga i-discuss natin. Kaya stay tuned kayo for yung date natin to be determined pa. But ipopost na lang natin sa page natin.
It's TBD, but it's likely after the tax deadline, no?
After the tax deadline.
Maybe we'll do it in person, huh?
In person. Pwede rin.
Yeah,
all right.
We have face-to-face.
Face-to-face. Pwede natin. By the way, dito lang kami sa Southern California na Jeremiah. And he's taking clients all over the US, so that's a good thing, no? All right. Any last words, Jay, to our viewers?
No, I don't have any last words, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Nurse Mike, for having me here this morning. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that we can serve more and help more kababayans and help more nurses to make sure that they keep what they deserve, right? Keep their fair share, but also at the same time, please stay compliant. I think, like I said, it's an opportunity. It's a blessing for me to be here with you guys, and I don't take it for granted. And like I said, I hope you guys can touch base with me. Stay in touch, right? Stay in touch, and I think information will eventually will come out. You guys can find me on Instagram. I post a lot of reels on Instagram to to make on how you can save more taxes and build wealth and make sure you save it from Uncle Sam. Those are my last words. Sabi ko wala pero meron din pala.
All right. All right. This is fun. By the way, thank you, Jay. And see you guys on our next episode. By the way, again, this is your nurse Mike and your Green Door family. And thank you for staying tuned. I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.